Black Ops 6's integration with Warzone has been shambolic across multiple factors, from audio bugs to hit registration, widespread cheating and terrible servers. But the one question that hasn't been answered yet is what gas plays look like in the new Warzone. Are they still possible? Are they easier or harder than they used to be? And what is the optimum gas play strategy you should use to secure the best position you can in your next endgame scenario? Today we're answering all these questions and more, so stay tuned, and if you appreciate the hard work that goes into information-dense videos like this one, consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Firstly, stims have been effectively buffed in Black Ops 6 for several reasons. The animation is now significantly faster than it used to be, which means that you can deploy a stim and heal more quickly than you ever could before in Warzone. The healing effect is still interrupted by damage, including gas damage, so correct timing is still needed to use stims effectively in the gas, but you can still get full health from every stim if you time them correctly. Additionally, the bug that used to affect stims in BR, making them 3 times weaker than resurgent stims, has been fixed, equalizing the healing rate. This is effectively a huge buff for stims in Battle Royale, so you can now get full health from every stim in every game mode. Because the stim animation is so fast, the technique for good stim timing is basically the opposite of the old technique. Instead of waiting for the gas to hit you and then stimming right afterwards like we used to, now you should be anticipating the gas damage and stimming just before the gas hits you. The way you can visually tell is to look for a chunk of gas damage and wait for it to shrink to nothing. Then press your stim button just before the new chunk of gas damage appears. This way you'll get full health from every stim. The gas damage itself appears to be exactly the same as it was before, although I'm now able to test it more precisely using in-game damage stats, whereas before I was estimating damage based on pixel counting of the health bar, which was inconsistent. Gas damage starts out with a flat 10 HP per second for the first 45 seconds you're in the gas. Then there are 2 rapid jumps at 45 seconds and 50 seconds in the gas. After those first 2 steep jumps, it slowly increments every 10 seconds until the stim wall at 2 minutes, where the damage spikes to 100 HP per second. As always, the only way to reset your gas tick is to touch the safe zone again. Gas masks and PDS do nothing to reset your time in gas. Irradiated has been nerfed to only give a 10% damage reduction like it did in Season 1 of Modern Warfare 3 Warzone, not 20% like from Season 2 onwards. Technically, sometimes it gives more than a 10% damage reduction because the game stores damage values as an int, which has to be an integer and always rounds down no matter what the decimal point is. So for example, when the base gas damage is 14, 90% of that is 12.6, but the gas damage always rounds down to the lowest integer, which means you get 12 damage per second, effectively a 14% reduction. But nominally speaking, the coded effect of Irradiated is a 10% damage reduction. The other effects of Irradiated, letting you plate up in the gas and move faster in the gas, are both still in the game. However, it is now a ground loot perk only. You can't put it on your loadout to guarantee having it every game. You have to find it in the match. Gas masks have actually received a slight buff in Black Ops 6. They used to last only 10 seconds, but now they last 12 seconds. Durable gas masks are also still in the game and still last twice as long as normal gas masks. Where they used to last 20 seconds, they now last 24 seconds. The only way I know to get a durable gas mask is to exchange at a weapon trade station during a fire sale. This used to have a 50-50 outcome between a durable gas mask and a tempered vest, but now that vests have been removed from the game, it guarantees a durable gas mask every time. There's now no backpack in the game, so we're limited to only carrying how many stims we can carry equipped, which by default is only 2 stims at once. However, a munitions satchel increases your carrying capacity up to 4 in both equipment slots. It's possible to find and loot munitions satchels during a match, but in order to guarantee I have one, I use the bandolier wildcard, which gives you a munitions satchel as part of your loadout. If you use a munitions box or an ammo depot on the map while wearing a munitions satchel, it will always fill you up to the maximum of 4 stims. Additionally, a munitions box always gives a minimum of 2 stims every time you use it, so even if you're full, it will drop the extra 2 stims on the floor. However, the only way to get the most stims out of each ammo box is to use it when you've run out of stims completely and your inventory shows you have 0 equipped, because then it will fill you up to 4 stims. The PDS is still in the game and still provides a protective bubble in the gas for 7 seconds. However, it will not open buy stations anymore. Without this effect, the PDS on its own is actually extremely weak when compared to other field upgrades like the munitions box. In a way, the PDS is like 1 stim plus 7 seconds because you'll naturally heal inside the bubble and be left with full health in the gas. Therefore, a PDS is worth more than 1 stim but less than 2. So even without a satchel giving you 4 stims each time, a muni is still more powerful than a PDS if you can only carry 1 field upgrade. If you've been in the gas for more than a minute and the gas damage is starting to ramp up severely, the PDS does start to become more useful because it always protects you for a flat 7 seconds no matter how bad the gas damage is. But outside of that niche scenario, without the functionality of opening buy stations in the gas, the PDS is very weak now. Munitions boxes are still in infinite supply at buy stations and dirt cheap during a fire sale, so the old strategy of buying a stack of munis at the edge of the zone to come back to in the gas still works. If anything, it got buffed because you can now get 4 stims from every ammo box if you have a munitions satchel. However, you might not need to bother making a muni stack at all because ammo caches have also been buffed to stay open forever in the gas, instead of closing like buy stations 42 meters away from the safe zone. This means on Area 99 it's trivial to run from ammo cache to ammo cache getting 4 stims from each one without doing any prep like buying a muni stack ahead of time. I should note that at time of recording, Rebirth Island has no ammo caches at all. This is presumably a bug because Rebirth is generally in a rushed, terrible state since the integration, and I'm sure we'll see ammo caches return to that map soon. In the meantime, muni stacks are only really worthwhile on Rebirth because ammo caches are so OP for gas plays in Urzikstan and especially Area 99. Buy stations still close when the safe zone moves 42 meters away, which applies to deployable and permanent buy stations. However, buy stations close enough to the final zone will never close because the safe zone simply contracts and disappears, which means it never moves beyond 42 meters away. This is similar to the start of Modern Warfare 3 Warzone, where if you could find a buy station in the final zone, or place one there with a deployable buy marker, it would stay open forever, allowing you to buy unlimited gas masks while your money lasted. One of the biggest undocumented and inconsistent changes that's been made to the game is the removal of the riot shield. There is currently no melee category at all under primary weapons, so it's not possible to equip a riot shield to your loadout the normal way. However, if you own a store bundle that includes a riot shield blueprint, you can go to that bundle and equip it to your favorite loadout. The riot shield can then be used in the shooting range, but if you attempt to get it in a match from a loadout drop or a buy station, it will be replaced by a no attachment XM4, which is the default primary weapon for restricted weapons. This is similar to the Core 45 pistol and the spear, which have both been restricted while they work to fix issues with those weapons. If you equip either weapon to your loadout and use it in a game, you'll be given a no attachment GS45 pistol, which is the default secondary weapon. What's strange is that in the COD blog post about the integration, we were told that all Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 weapons, skins and content would carry forward to Warzone, and the Season 1 patch notes specifically mention one primary melee weapon from Modern Warfare 2 being included in the game. The riot shield's absence means that this was a lie, and there are only 135 primary weapons in the game at launch, not the promised 136. Now, this wouldn't be the first time the patch notes have been inaccurate, and there are a myriad of reasons why the riot shield might not have been included. Case 1 is that it's a deliberate design choice. Just like Warzone 2 eliminated one-shot snipers entirely in response to a vocal segment of the player base who didn't use snipers and didn't enjoy getting one shot across the map, so they just removed that playstyle from the game. Their hate for one-shot snipers is absolutely dwarfed by the hate for the riot shield from casual players all the way up to the biggest streamers, so it's entirely feasible that Raven decided to remove it from the game simply because it was unpopular with players. It's also true that Black Ops 6 is a Treyarch title and Treyarch CODs tend historically not to have a riot shield, but that was also true of Black Ops Cold War, and that Warzone integration didn't remove the Modern Warfare riot shield. Case 2 is that it's a bug. The new game has a different melee system where every loadout has a third dedicated melee slot, so having a primary melee weapon may not work well with that system. Additionally, the new Omni movement might not work well with the riot shield since you can't dive or prone holding the shield, and just testing it in the firing range, it does feel strange in that I can't ADS walk with the shield like I used to be able to. In either case, it doesn't make sense for there to be zero communication from Raven Software on this issue. When the Core 45 and Spear were restricted, that was communicated clearly on the same day. Why no official word about the riot shield? If it's bugged, why not say so? It could be a deliberate attempt to sweep the removal under the rug and avoid questions about paid bundles not carrying forward when they were advertised as doing so, or it could simply be an erratum with the patch notes. Who knows? At any rate, I don't expect the riot shield to return anytime soon, if at all. If it's been removed deliberately, it's never coming back, and if it's bugged, it's probably a very low priority and won't be fixed for months, if ever. In the meantime, it's worth pointing out that it wasn't that great to begin with. The average riot shield hater believes the riot shield was OP and made the user indestructible. They were terrified of riot shielders because of lingering trauma from Warzone 1, where the riot shield was truly effective and very hard to counter. By contrast, the Modern Warfare 2 riot shield has suffered from severe desync since day one, frequently making it seem like you get shot through the shield. There were also movement penalties and performance issues where the glass would tank your FPS just by looking through it. In short, the riot shield was trash, and anyone who's used it will know that. Its biggest strength was not as cover, but as concealment, which is what I primarily used it for. The riot shield was very effective for blending into environments and pretending to be a box, but once you were found, it wouldn't protect you for very long. In the absence of the riot shield, there are still plenty of ways to hide in plain sight. You can equip a ghillie suit operator and pretend to be a bush. You can hold a joker and pretend to be a pipe. You can hold deployable cover without placing it and look much the same as you would with a riot shield. And you can even use the new emote system to simply sit down facing the wall and blend in with the background. All in all, it's been a rough start to the Black Ops 6 integration, but it's worth considering the old adage, the gas is the safe zone. If we directly compare the current state of Warzone to its previous iteration, we can decide whether or not that's still true. In terms of the gas damage is the same as before, Stim's got a slight buff with the faster animation and a huge healing buff in BR, Irradiated got a small nerf, but most wouldn't even notice that change, the PDS got nerfed because it can't open buy stations anymore, the gas mask got buffed and lasts 20% longer, munis got buffed and give up to 4 stims each with a munition satchel, and the ammo caches got buffed as well to give up to 4 stims for the same reason, and they stay open forever in the gas, making it very easy to pull off an extended gas play with very little prep. Meanwhile, in the safe zone, there's lag, desync, and super bullets killing you around corners. Even if you're cracked at the game, you might just get hacked on because the number of people blatantly walling and cheating in this game seems to be through the roof right now. And it's particularly unfortunate that the riot shield was removed before the cheaters, since the riot shield has always been a great counter for cheaters. But even if they're not hacking, even if the enemy is trash, you get a bot lobby and you're the best player in the match. The inconsistent hit registration and 20-tick servers could still hand victory to the enemy, because to some extent every gunfight is a coin toss when the servers are this bad. So ultimately, in my opinion, the gas is still the safe zone, now more than ever. And so I'm going to keep making gas plays, and I hope you do too. All the information contained in this video is subject to change, so check the pinned comment down below, which I will keep updated with changes to the gas. And if you appreciate all the information in this video, or you just like to see some good gas plays, consider subscribing to the channel, because my next videos are going to be jam-packed full of gas plays and 0 kill wins, which you won't want to miss. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the gas. Bye bye.